Hi, kindergartners. I hope you guys are having a great day today. My name is Miss Schlor, and today is our last video for our summer videos for kindergarten. And today we're going to be working on asking and answering questions. And we've been doing this over the past few weeks. And last week we learned about pigs. And so we asked some questions before we read the book. And then at the end, we answered some questions and practiced our writing at the same time while we answered the questions. And today, we are going to be learning about cows. So we're kind of sticking with the same theme of farm animals. Today, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil for our video. Let's go ahead and read our learning target. I want you to watch and listen to me first. So it says, we can ask and answer questions about a text. So let's go ahead and do it together now. We can ask and answer questions about a text. So let's talk about some of these words. Ask has some question marks about it because we're asking the question. I know lots of kids that like to ask questions, maybe about what they're reading or about what they're going to do for the day. And whenever we ask a question, it always starts with one of these words: who, what, when, where, or why. Then sometimes we answer questions. Maybe our moms or dads asked us how our day was at school, and we give them an answer. We tell them how it was. And then finally, text is just another word for a book. So text is a fancy word for a book. So we can ask and answer questions about a text. So instead of asking questions about anything, we're going to ask questions about the book we're going to read, because we can ask things about things we're going to do, but we can also ask questions about books. And whenever we ask questions, we use one of these words. So let's talk about them. Our first word that our questions could start with is who. Who is talking about the people in the book. So I have drawn people right here. I want you to think in your head about a who question. It does not have to be about a book. It can be about anything. Who? Okay, hopefully you thought of a who question. My who question is who was at the door? Who was at the door? I'm asking about the people, and I started my question with who. Our next question word is what. What is talking about the things? Maybe we're talking about a cupcake, or maybe we're talking about a swing set. So I want you to think of a question that starts with the word what. Okay, my question word that starts with the word what is what did you do today? What did you do today? So I asked my question and started it with the word what. Our next question word is when. When is talking about the time of the day, morning, midday, or evening, or nighttime. So I want you to think of a question that starts with the word when. Okay, my when question is, when did you go home? When did you go home? So I'm asking about the time. The next question word is where. Where is talking about the place. Maybe the forest or the farm or somewhere else. So I want you to think of a question that starts with the word where. Okay, my question that starts with the word where is, where did you go today? Where did you go today? It starts with the word where. And finally, our last question word is why. And why can kind of be a bunch of different things. a lot of times we just start our question with why because that's just what sounds right. So I want you to think of a question word that starts with the word why. Okay, my question word that starts with the word why is why did you do that? Why did you do that? So I started my question with the word why. So whenever we're asking questions, whether it's in a book or we're talking to someone, we always start with one of these words: who, what, when, where, or why. And if we don't start the question with that word, then we're probably not asking a question. So we want to make sure that we're asking instead of answering. So let's take a look at our book, because remember, we're asking questions about books today. And our book that we're reading is about cows. So look at the front cover. This is the front of the book, and it says cows. Think of a question that you have about cows that you want answered. It should start with one of these words. You're thinking of some questions you have about this book. Okay, so the questions that I thought of for this book are: where do cows live? And what do cows eat? So I want to find out, where do cows live and what do cows eat? Those are the questions that I asked, and those are the questions that I'm going to try and answer at the end of the book. So pay very close attention and see if you can find the answers to my questions and your questions. So let's read this book about cows and find our answers. Meet the cows. Moo! It's early morning on the farm. Here come some spotted cows. They walk on hooves and sway their tails. Cows have wide muzzles and big ears. Cows have short or long hair that is black, white, brown, red, or gray. Some cows are spotted. One dairy cow weighs about 1,500 pounds. That's as heavy as 2 motorcycles. Grazing days. Cows eat grass, hay, and grain. Cows burp up their swallowed food as cud. Cows chew cud for 8 hours a day. So, one of our questions that I asked was, what do cows eat? And I just noticed in my book that I was reading that it says cows eat. So that must have meant that it answered. Let's check. Cows eat grass, hay, and grain. So I found the answer to my question. A cow drinks 30 gallons of water each day. That's enough to fill a bathtub. Cows drink from ponds, streams, or tanks. New life. A calf is born. It stands within 30 minutes. It's an adult after 1 year. Cows can live for 15 to 20 years. On the farm, cows raised for their milk are called dairy cows. They are milked in a milking parlor. Machines pump milk from the cow's udders. Beef cows are raised for meat. Their hides are used to make shoes, baseball gloves, and many other products. Cows might sleep in barns when it's very cold, hot, or stormy. They snooze in grassy areas called pastures the rest of the time. And that is the end of our book about cows. So hopefully you found some answers to the questions that you asked. I know I found some answers that I had. So I'm going to move our page, and while I'm moving it, I want you to think of the questions that you asked and think if you could find the answers. So thinking while I move this. Okay, hopefully you were thinking of your answers. So remember the two questions that I asked were, where do cows live? And what do cows eat? And today we're going to practice our writing by answering and writing the answers to the questions I asked. So on our board so far, I have a small word wall. I have cows and then a little cow, so you know that that says cows. Then I have the word eat, because remember I asked about what they eat. And then I have the word live, because I asked about where cows live. So we're going to write some sentences that answer a question. One of the questions was, what do cows eat? So we need to write our sentence to match. Think of your answer. So I'm going to write, cows eat grass. It says they eat hay too, but I'm going to write grass. Cows eat grass. So I'm going to say it on my fingers. Cows eat grass. I need 3 lines for 3 words. Cows eat grass. And a period at the end that tells me to stop. So now I want to write my sentence. Some of the words are words that I have on our word wall. And one of the words is a word that we're going to have to stretch out and write on our own. So let's get started. Cows is our first word. Remember, we always start our sentence with a capital letter because that's what we do at the very beginning. So we're going to start with a capital C because we're copying this word because it's our word wall. So there's our word cows. Cows eat is our next word. Eat is on our word wall. I'm going to look for the word eat. I want you to look too and see if you can find it before I do. I found it. The word eat is right here. So I'm going to copy that word. Cows eat grass. Now, grass is not one of our word wall words, so I'm going to have to stretch that one slowly. So I'm going to say it slow and write all the sounds I hear. Grass, grass. Okay, I'm going to think of the beginning. Grr. I hear a blend. Remember, a blend is when 2 letters make a sound together. So grr. I hear g, g, a G, g, and an R. Grr. Grass. Ah. I hear an A in the middle. Grass. And I hear an S at the end. Grass. And the letter S is the last sound I hear, so I'm going to stop there. Now let's reread our sentence to make sure it says exactly what we want it to. Cows eat grass. That sounds great. That's the answer to our question. Awesome job, my friends. I'm going to erase that. And we need to answer the next question, which was, where do cows live? Think of the answer. Okay, now let's say our answer. Cows live on farms. Cows live on farms. Let's say it on our fingers. Cows live on farms. We need 4 lines for 4 words. Cows live on farms. A period at the end that tells us to stop. Now I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to try and write some of it on your own. Go ahead and do that now. Cows live on farms. About 20 more seconds. Okay, that was about 30 seconds. Let's write our sentence together and see how much you were able to do. Cows live on farms. Cows is a power word right here. Remember, we start our sentence with a capital letter. Cows live is one of our power words. Cows live on. On is not on our power word wall. So we're going to say it slowly. On. On. Ooh, I hear the letter O. On. And I hear the letter N. Cows live on farms. Farms is not a power word, so we're going to say it slowly and try and stretch it out. Farms. Farms. I hear at the beginning. F. Far. I hear R next. Farm. I hear M. Farms. And I hear a Z at the end. Now we want to reread our sentence to make sure it says exactly what we want it to. Cows live on farms. That's the answer to our questions. We asked, what or where do cows live? Cows live on farms. Now, if you would like to continue practicing your writing, you can answer one of the questions that you asked. So if you asked a different question than I did, and you found the answer to the question in the book, practice writing the answer on your own piece of paper when the video ends. That is all that I have for today, and this was actually our very last video for our summer videos. So I hope you guys really enjoyed all of the videos that we did together. I know I enjoyed spending time with you guys and being able to teach you guys. I hope you guys have a safe and fun rest of your summer. Bye!
Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Zhang. I am a kindergarten teacher at Silver Lake Elementary School in Federal Way. I am super excited to be here to do a kindergarten math lesson with you all. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, scholars, let's go ahead and start our lesson off with our calendar talk. So here is our calendar. As you remember, hopefully, we are in the month of August, the 8th month of our year. It is August. And today, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. What comes after Wednesday? There's Sunday, then there's Monday. Tuesday, then there's Wednesday. Thursday. So today is Thursday. That day of the week that starts with a TH, Thursday. All right, and if you just follow Thursday down, what number do we hit first? A 6. It is August 6th. Thursday, August 6th. Nice job. All right, and then let's look until tomorrow. If we look ahead to tomorrow, remember we look right next door, and that's tomorrow. And what day of the week is that? Friday. I don't know if y'all remember, but that's one of my favorite days of the week, which is awesome because it's kind of the start of our weekend. But yeah, going back to today, today is Thursday, August 6th. Awesome job. Thank you for following along with me with our calendar talk today. All right, before we get into our math lesson, I thought it'd be fun to practice writing our numbers. So I think that I would love for you to just skywrite these numbers with me, but if you have a piece of paper and a pencil with you, that's perfect. You definitely do not need pencil and paper though. You can totally just skywrite with me. So remember, when you're skywriting, it is best to stand up and treat your finger and your arm as a full pencil. I remember I always used to say you do not want any broken pencils. So if your elbow is broken, that's a broken pencil. Okay, so go ahead and stand up if you haven't already. I am going to share my screen and we're going to practice writing some numbers, and we're going to be focusing on some of these bigger numbers: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. The cool thing about numbers, though, is if you already know how to write 0 through 9, you already know how to write most of these numbers. It's just different combinations of these numbers, okay? So let's start with our number 10. Number 10 is a 1 and a 0. Those are the two digits that come with 10, or that make up 10. So let's start with a 1. A 1, you're going to start at the top. So go ahead and take your skywriting pencil and start at the top, and then you're just going to go straight down. That is our 1 of the 10. And then it comes a 0. So a 0, you start at the top, you curve around at the bottom, and then you curve all the way back up. And that is our 10 all together. So a 1 and a 0 makes a 10. So nice job if you were skywriting with me. All right, I'm going to erase, and I'm going to move on to our number 11. A number 11 is actually just made up by 2 1s. So we're going to just draw a 1 twice. And we already just went over how to draw a 1. So let's practice again. You're going to start at the top, and you're going to go straight down. That's a 1. So skywriting again, you're going to point at the top, and then you're going to go straight down. That is our number 11. Great job. All right, now we're moving on to our number 12. So number 12 is made up by a 1 and a 2, and you can see that at the top over here, a 1 and a 2. So let's start with our 1. 1, you point at the top, and then you just drag straight down. There's our 1. Number 2 is a little bit more tricky. You're going to start a little bit below the top, curve up to the top, curve down, kind of like a back, one half of a heart, and then you're going to straight back. That is our 2. So together it makes 12. Nice job. All right, let's move on to our 13. 13 is a 1 and a 3. So 1, start at the top, and you go straight down. The 3, I always think of it as like one half of a butterfly wing. So we're going to start kind of below the top, curve up to the top, and loop in the middle. And then loop back out and curve back in. So that number right there is 13. Great job. All right, now going on to number 14. Number 14 is made up of a 1 and a 4. You can hear the 4 in the name, 14. All right, so I'm going to draw a 1 first. Start at the top and you go straight down. There's our 1. And then a 4. 4 has 2 parts. So you start at the top, you go down and then across. Then you pick up your pencil, you pick up your skywriting pencil, and you start back at the top and then you go straight down. There is our 14. All right, I'm going to quickly erase so we can go on to our 15. Our 15 is made up by a 5 and a 1, or 1 and a 5. So we write the 1 first, the point at the top, and you go straight down. And then 5, you're going to start a little bit to the right over here and go back, then down, and then you loop around, and there's our 5. So together it is 15. All right, great job following along in skywriting. Continue practicing. You can continue skywriting. You can continue writing on a pencil, however you like. Awesome job. All right, scholars, we are going to start our lesson, and we're going to start our lesson just like we always do. I am going to share my screen and go over our learning target for today. All right, so, I'm on the wrong page. This is for later. Our learning target is over here. It says, I can write an equation that matches a domino. All right, so an equation, that's a fun word. An equation, I always like to think of it because it sounds like equal. The beginning is kind of the similar to equal, equation and equal. So an equation must have an equal sign in it. So we're going to be writing equations. We're going to be working on addition equations. So equations that have a plus sign and an equal sign on it. Okay, so we're going to be writing blank plus blank equals blank, or it could be blank equals blank plus blank, something like that. It has an equal sign and it has a plus sign, which means we are adding things together. We are doing addition. And then matching a domino. Has anyone seen a domino before? I'm going to try my best to draw one. But a domino is kind of like a piece. They're often found in like games maybe, but you can also, there is a game called Dominoes. But they're black and white usually, so this picture is not very good. There's a line between them, and then one side maybe has some dots, and the other side maybe has some dots like that, okay? So we're going to be taking these dominoes and coming up with an equation with them. I'll do the first one together with you. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started? So we're going to be doing something like this, a domino addition, it says. So I'm going to zoom in for our first example right here. But notice there's two sides, right? Like I was saying, there's a line that comes between them. I kind of like to visualize that as, that's my plus sign, right? So everything on this side plus everything on this side equals the total amount, okay? So let's do this together. How many dots are on this side? This side. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write down here 3 plus, which look how it matches my plus here, and there's a plus here. 3 plus, how many is on this side over here? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So let's read it. 3 plus 5 equals, and in order to figure out what it equals, we need to count all of the dots together. So let's count all of the dots together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So equals 8. And now let's read the full equation together. 3 plus 5 equals 8. All right, so now think about that. 3 and then 5, I gotta put my pencil down. 3 and 5 together makes 8. If I were to count all of my fingers, I would get 8 fingers. Awesome job. All right, now this next one. I want you to do by yourself, okay? What plus what equals what? I'm going to try to make sure you can see all of it because I know my face is going to be right there. All right, so what plus what equals what? And I like to do a little, that's my, that line looks like a plus sign to me. So I'll give you some time to figure this out. All right, what did you get? How many dots are on this side? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many dots are on this side? Hopefully you counted 2. Now, what is 4 plus 2 all together? 6. Nice job. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All together, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice job. So 4 and 2 together makes 6, or 4 plus 2 equals 6. All right, our next one right here. What plus what equals what? All right, how many did you get on this side? Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus, how many is on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 plus 4 equals, how many total did you get? Hopefully you counted to 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dots total on this domino. All right, nice job. Let's go here. All right, so we have some dots over here and some dots over there. All right, so take some time, figure out what two numbers are being added together. How many are there total? All right, how many dots did you get on this side of the domino? So you got 6. Nice job, you got 6. How many dots are on this side of the domino? 3. And now, how many total are there? 9. Let's read our full sentence, our full equation. 6 plus 3 equals 9, right? Because look, let's count how many total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully you got 9 total. So this also tells you 6 and 3 makes 9. All right, let's move on to this one right here. If it helps you to visualize, I will put plus sign between them. All right, so go ahead and see if you can fill in this equation. All right, how many dots are on this side? 2, nice job. How many dots are on this side? 3, nice job. How many are total? 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. So 2, read this equation with me. 2 plus 3, equals 5. Nice job. 2 and 3 together makes 5 total. Great job. Last one. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you have some more space. All right, and again, if you need it, I'm going to put a plus sign to help you visualize. So go ahead and take some time, figure out how many dots are on each side and how many are total. Or creating an equation that matches this domino. All right, how many dots are on this side? 2. How many dots are on this side? 3. Whoa, 3. I meant 6. Nice job. All right, how many are there total? 2 plus 6 equals 8. Awesome job. Again, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great job. And then let's read our entire equation together. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 2 plus 6 equals 8. All right, look at our work. So look, we did some domino addition. We figured out how many dots there were total. We figured out the equations that matches our domino. And yeah, we had some fun doing it. So again, going back to our learning target, I can write an equation that matches a domino. If you were able to come up with an equation with me that matches these dominoes that we just saw, you met our learning target today. Awesome job. So if you have dominoes lying around, I definitely recommend trying this out and coming up with some cool equations. You can also, if you have 2 dice, like let me see, like the 2 dice from a game and you roll it around, you could roll both of them and then you kind of put them together and that's a domino, and you can come up with some equations doing that way as well. All right, so definitely have fun, be creative. Thank you so much for following along with our math lesson today. I had so much fun teaching it with you all and learning with you all. So have an amazing rest of your summer, everyone. Bye.
Hola niñas y niños, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a nuestra última clase de esta semana, nuestra última lección del día jueves. Vamos a comenzar como todos los días con nuestro calendario y antes de eso quiero que todos tengan un papel y lápiz para trabajar o una pizarrita y un marcador para comenzar. Aquí vamos. Entonces comenzamos con nuestro calendario. Todavía estamos en el mes de agosto. ¿En qué mes estamos? Agosto. ¿Y en qué año? 2020. Año 2020. Nuestra clase del día de ayer fue el día miércoles. Si ayer fue miércoles y hoy agregamos un día más, ¿qué día será hoy? Exactamente, hoy es jueves, pero como siempre tenemos que seguir nuestra secuencia. ¿Recuerdan lo que era una secuencia? Un patrón que continúa siempre. O sea, una secuencia es continuar un patrón todo el tiempo, como este dice, triángulo, círculo, cuadrado, triángulo, círculo. ¿Cuál vendrá ahora? Cuadrado, exactamente. Y hoy es jueves 6 de agosto del año 2020. ¿Ya están listos para comenzar? Veamos nuestra primera actividad del día de hoy. Entonces, comencemos. Dice así, bienvenidos a nuestra cuarta lección de aprendizaje. Cuarta, porque comenzamos lunes, martes, miércoles y hoy es jueves. Ayer aprendimos a combinar números para formar 10, que es lo que hemos estado haciendo toda la semana. Y además aprendimos a escribir ecuaciones numéricas con estos números, ¿recuerdan? Y lo que practicamos ayer fue que ya sabemos que el 1 y 9 forman 10, 2 y 8 forman 10, 3 y 7 forman 10, 4 y 6 forman 10, 5 y 5 forman 10. Veamos qué es lo que vamos a aprender en el día de hoy. Dice así, nuestra meta de hoy es aprender a combinar números para formar otros números. Podremos escribir la ecuación numérica correspondiente a cuando juntamos dos números para crear otro número. Veamos cuál es nuestra primera actividad de hoy. Nos está pidiendo que formemos ¿qué número? El número 8. Pero primero vamos a ver cuántas tijeras tenemos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Por lo tanto, ¿cuál de estos, cuál de estos 4 números es el 5? ¿Es este? No, este es el 4. ¿Este? No, muy bien, es el 3. ¿Este? Tampoco, ese es el 6, pero este sí es el 5. Excelente, 5. Necesitamos juntar 8. Si ya tenemos 5, ¿cuántas tijeras más tenemos que agregar? ¿Cuántas creen ustedes? Veamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. Por lo tanto, agregamos ¿cuántas más? Decimos 5 más, ¿cuántas más agregamos? 3, ¿cierto? ¿Cuál de estos 3 números es el 3? ¿Este? Exactamente, este sí que es el 3. 5 más 3 es igual a, ¿cuánto? Veamos si estamos en lo correcto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excelente. Entonces, ya sabemos que juntando el 5 con el 3, ¿qué número formamos? El 8. Muy bien, veamos nuestra siguiente actividad. En esta nos está pidiendo que formemos el número 6, ¿cierto? Primero vamos a ver cuántos lápices tenemos aquí. Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tenemos 4 lápices. ¿Cuál de estos 4 números es el 4? ¿Es este? Díganme así con su cabecita o no. No, este es el 1. ¿Es este? ¿Sí o no? No, es el 7. ¿Es este el 4? Claro que es este. Muy bien. 4 lápices. Si ya tenemos 4 lápices, ¿cuántos más tenemos que agregar para llegar al 6? Tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. Excelente. Por lo tanto, ¿cuántos más le agregamos? 1, 2. ¿Cuál de estos tres es el 2? ¿Este? No, este tampoco. Pero este sí lo es. 4 y 2 forman 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. ¿Está lista nuestra ecuación numérica? ¿Sí o no? ¿Cómo que no? ¿Qué le falta? Muy bien, le faltan los signos. Tenemos que escribirle los signos, o si no, no puede ser una ecuación numérica. 4 más 2 es igual a 6. Y ahora sí está completa. 4 más 2 es igual a 6. Nuestra siguiente actividad son borradores. Todos los que nos han salido son útiles que usamos en la escuela, en el salón de clases, ¿cierto? Nos está diciendo que juntemos 9. ¿Cuántos borradores tenemos aquí? Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ahora tenemos que elegir cuál de estos 4 números es el 7. ¿Es este? Este es el 5. ¿Es este? Claro que sí, este es el 7. Quiero que escriban en su papel o en su pizarrita el número 7. Nuestro primer número de la ecuación es el 7. ¿Qué tenemos que hacer ahora? Poner nuestro signo. 7 más, para llegar al 9, ¿cuántos borradores nos faltan? Ayúdenme a contar. 7, 8 y 9. Excelente. Entonces, ¿cuántos borradores le agregamos? 1 y 2. ¿Y cuál de estos tres números es el 2? ¿Es este? No. ¿Este? No, ese es el 4. Es este el número 2. Y el resultado total es 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. Y nuevamente algo nos falta. ¿Qué será? ¿Qué será? Es nuestro signo igual. Ahora escriban en su cuaderno. 7 más 2 es igual a 9. Esa es nuestra ecuación numérica. Ahora nos está pidiendo formar el número 10. ¿Están listos para formar el 10? Primero veamos cuántos crayolas tenemos aquí. Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tenemos que elegir de estas 4 opciones cuál es el número 5. ¿Es este el número 5? No, ese es el 6. ¿Es este? Claro que sí. 5 más. ¿Cuántas crayolas más tenemos que agregar para llegar al 10? Veamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Esta sería el 6. 7, 8, 9 y 10. Entonces, ¿cuántas le agregamos? 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Muy bien. ¿Cuál de estos tres números es el 5? ¿Es este? ¿Es este? ¿Este? Este sí es. Porque ya sabemos, además son iguales, son dobles. Sabemos que el 5 con el 5 forman el 10. Solo nos falta nuestro signo igual. Y ahora agregamos nuestro. Ups, se me cayó el 10. 10. Nuestra nueva ecuación numérica dice 5 más 5 es igual a 10. Otra vez quieren que formemos el 10, pero parece que esta es con otro número. Ayúdame a contar cuántos lápices tenemos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. ¿Cuál de estos 4 números es el 9? ¿Es este? ¿Es este? No, este. El último, este es el 9. 9, que sigue nuestra ecuación numérica, más. ¿Cuántos lápices tenemos que agregarle para llegar al 10? ¿Ya lo saben? Solo uno, ¿cierto? Exactamente, veamos cuántos tenemos ahora que le agregamos 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Exactamente. ¿Cuál de estos tres números es el 1? ¿Es este el 1? Ese es el 4. Este es el 1. Por lo tanto, nuestra nueva ecuación numérica dice 9 más 1 es igual a nuestro 10. Siempre se me cae el 10. Ahora, escriban esta ecuación en su cuaderno. 9 más 1 es igual a 10. Veamos que sí. Nuestro descanso del día. Nuestra adivinanza, ¿recuerdan? Yo leo y ustedes escuchan y después leemos todos juntos. Aquí vamos, dice así. Adivinanza del día. Blanca por dentro y verde por fuera. Si quieres que te diga lo que es, espera. Y dice, ¿quién soy? Ahora lean ustedes conmigo. Adivinanza del día. Blanca por dentro y verde por fuera. Si quieres que te diga lo que es, espera. ¿Ya lo saben? Les voy a dar una pista, es una fruta. Voy a mover nuestro corazón para ver si adivinaron nuestra adivinanza. ¿Listos? Ahí va. Es una fruta, es blanca por dentro y verde por fuera. ¿Ya lo saben? La pera. Muy bien. Ahí nos estaba diciendo, si quieres que te diga lo que es pera. Estaba ahí mismo. Excelente. Y por último, vamos a repasar nuevamente lo que ya sabemos, porque recuerden, todos estos números nos van a ayudar a que nuestras matemáticas fluyan mucho más rápido. Cuando estemos haciendo sumas y restas y después multiplicación y división, nos va a servir muchísimo. Sin objetos ahora, vamos a leer esta ecuación y ustedes van a tener que decirme el número. 4 más 6, ¿qué número será? 4 más 6 es, ¿qué creen ustedes? Veamos, 4 y le agrego 6. ¿Cuántos son? 10. Excelente. Ahora nos está diciendo, lean conmigo la ecuación. 5 más 5 es igual a 5 más 5 es igual a, ¿todas juntas? 10. Excelente. La siguiente nos está diciendo 7. Vean conmigo, 7 más 3 es igual a, tenemos 7 y le agregamos 3. 7 más 3 es igual a 10. Nuestra siguiente ecuación numérica, lean conmigo, 8 más 2 es igual a, veamos, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 deditos, 8. Y le voy a agregar 1 y 2. 8 más 2 es igual a 10 otra vez. Y la última dice así, 1 más 9 es igual a, veamos, 1, tenemos un 1 y vamos a agregar 9. 9 y 1, adivinen, 10. Excelente, ahí están todas las formas para formar 10. Ahora podemos usar estas mismas formas, pero para el otro lado. Si empezamos con el 6, por ejemplo, exactamente igual a esta, pero empezamos de aquí. 6 más 4 es igual a 10. 5 más 5 es igual a 10. 3 más 7 también es igual a 10. 2 más 8 es igual a 10. Y 9 más 1 es igual a 10. Pero ya, como siempre, llegó la hora de despedirnos. Pasa muy rápido cuando estamos aprendiendo cosas entretenidas que nos van a servir para ser más inteligentes. ¿Qué aprendimos esta semana? Dice nuestra pregunta. ¿Qué aprendimos esta semana? Hoy aprendimos a nuevamente crear combinaciones para formar el 10. Pero ¿por qué las repito tantas veces? Porque son muy importantes. Estas combinaciones son la base para todo lo que van a aprender en la escuela después. Repitan conmigo, ¿ok? 1 y 9 forman 10. 2 y 8 forman 10. 3 y 7 forman 10. 4 y 6 forman 10. 5 y 5 forman 10. Excelente trabajo. Ha sido un gusto aprender con ustedes todos los días. Espero que sigan practicando en casa con cualquier familiar a juntar números, a combinar números, a contar los juguetes, legos, lo que ustedes tengan para seguir practicando y ser mejores cada día. Un abrazo grande y nos vemos pronto. Adiós.